2007 hasn't all gone to plan for the Cats.
Ordinary, unacceptable, poor attitude. Stand up.
112 days ago, the Kangaroos ventured to Skills Stadium and beat Geelong.
We keep letting people down. We just don't want it to happen ever again. I'm over it.
The Cats haven't lost since. Now, after back-to-back losses, the Roos are on the ropes. Can they skin the Cats again?
Going and going and going. That's what the doctor ordered.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Dome. I'm with Tim Watson. The Kangaroos 2nd to 5th last week with their second consecutive loss, and Geelong have been on top of the table for a number of weeks. Both teams highly motivated, though, Tim, as we work towards the finals.
I reckon there's a real needle there for Mark Thompson today, though, too, because North are the last side to beat them, and they wouldn't have been happy with that. We saw the fallout after that game. Hamish McIntosh, well, he's probably the most improved player in the competition. He, along with Hale, will need to at least break even with Ottens today to give their ground-level players a real chance. Drew Petrie, they've changed their game plan completely. They like to bombard about 10 metres out from the top of the square. He gives a contest, doesn't always mark the ball, but he brings the ball to ground. And Brent Harvey, well, he's just a running machine. And they will try and give the ball to him on every occasion because they like the way that he carries the ball, but also the way that he delivers it.
There's a big in for Geelong, Paul Chapman back.
He's a hard nut too, and he works in all facets of the game. He can kick goals too. He's very good above his head. Darren Milburn's had a marvellous season. Again, he's in white-hot form the last 3 weeks. So too is Joel Corey. He gets under your guard a little bit, Joel Corey. Everyone talks about Bartel. They talk about Ablett being in Brownlow form. Corey is right up there.
That's a heads. Oh,
Tom Harley wins the toss. Adam Simpson wide for sound, as Dennis told us. And what a crowd we've got in today. They're packed to the rafters. Well, speaking of Glenn Archer, Ricky, I reckon he's been paid the ultimate compliment. Fill us in.
Yeah, there has. There's been a new addition to the Kangaroos lineup, courtesy of Shannon Grant and his punter, Shireen. They had a baby boy yesterday, and they named it Archer Robert Grant. So there you go. Oh. Also with Geelong, they've got a player back in who's missed the last 3 weeks. That's Paul Chapman. He's had some groin soreness. Could have played last week, but with the wet conditions down at Geelong, they decided to rest him. Very important player. Last year, he was their best and fairest winner, and also the only player in the AFL to average more than 20 possessions and kick more than 30 goals. So he will create headaches for the Kangaroos today.
Good on you, Rick. Archer Robert Grant. Sounds like a military man. We're set to go. And as Bruce said, huge crowd. The umpires this afternoon, Grunt, Nichols and McInerney. We're underway. McIntosh got a hand to it. Gary Ablett away to Ling. There's a whistle. Coming back. Harris gets the free kick. Harris quickly down towards half forward. Metres in the clear. Wells dropped the mark and still go. 52 metres out. Sends it long. It's bending back, but not enough. Just offline. Opening score for the Kangaroos. Immediately, Geelong bring it in as we watch the collateral damage there back in the middle. Kick from Johnson to half forward. Corey to his own advantage. Confronted by Ferrito. Hand passes long. Mooney coming up. Upended. Ling in desperate trouble. Down he goes. Held to him, says the umpire.
Thanks, Cam. Come in.
So our umpires today, Stephen Grun, Kieran Nichols, Shane McInerney.
Corey Enright got the big job on Harvey to start the match.
Ablett, quick kick to the pocket to his brother Nathan in a contest there with Watt. Still with Ablett, and then Johnson, and the ball out of play.
Ling's gone to Simpson. He had 41 touches last week. Gary Ablett being picked up by Brady Rawlings. No surprise there.
Swallow and Selwood both starting on the interchange. The two young, impressive midfielders. Well, Smith took a while, but he may get Wells. That was clever. Gets a second crack. He was very good down at Geelong early in the year, Wells. And then Grant, well done. Releases Sinclair, who's a left footer. Corey never quite got to him. The kick, well, that Corey showed a lot of courage. Enright, no free kick coming. And then Milburn's handball turned over. Harvey from McMahon. Back to McMahon. McMahon's slow handball to Hale. Hale back to Wells. Rode a buck. Bartel, brilliant to Stokes. Now in trouble, gone. Holding the footy. Gee, that was some good stuff from both teams.
Both sides are on here. They've come out of the blocks, almost going head-to-head. Here's the holding the ball decision. Wonderful tackle there by Daniel Wells. Just retarded Stokes' arm, and, gee, that's good pressure, isn't it? Really good pressure. You expect that big crowd, big day for both clubs.
He's had a bit of it early, hasn't he, Wells? Dennis, we've talked about it. A player imposing themselves early in matches. Bartel last week. We see it every week, basically. Or maybe it's Wells. It's early, I know, and it's only his third, but it's his second shot for goal, and it's not going to quite make it. So that spoils it a slight bit. 2 behinds to Wells.
Remember last time these two sides met, the Kangaroos forwards went after the defence of the Cats, and that was a real pivotal part within the match.
Corey Enright showing a lot of guts there. Going back after that footy.
Got a good zone set up here, the Kangaroos.
Milburn. Short to the pocket. That's barely 15. Bartel's got it. Always difficult when you go across like that. This is Harley, the umpire with the posts as a measuring stick. Going back Ablett. Rawlings in close attendance. Out of bounds. That will be an interesting duel this afternoon. Corey goes across. There's a word to Rawlings.
Well, what the Cats are very good at is releasing Gary Ablett, making room for him, providing Shepherds. They'll need to be doing that this afternoon.
After the boundary throw in, Harris sold Hale into trouble. Rawlings hand pass, a little indiscriminate. Harris worked off the line of it. Ottens is over the football. Sinclair dives in, head down. Harris wrestled down by Corey, and the umpire will ball it up. As we said at Television First today, the skipper of the Kangaroos mic'd up, and now a free kick and 50 metres is going to Harris. It started like a final.
You knew he was there. What's up this side? What's Brody?
Well, little spot fires everywhere at the moment.
They were at each other, Dennis, earlier, Harris and Corey, having a real wrestle off the field. And that was Steve Johnson, obviously, with the 50.
Well, he has just milked that for everything it's worth.
Feel like Red Adair at the moment. We've got spot fires everywhere.
They're going to take their opportunities here, the Kangaroos. Wells has missed a couple. They'd expect this one to go through and really start putting some scoreboard pressure on.
2-3 from set shots. Sun breaks through. And so do the Kangaroos.
Well, another collision just in the middle of the ground. Free kick going to the Cats. That was against Pratt.
Play it to him, Stefan. Unless there's 4 in there, Stefan, you need to play to the ruckman.
So just waiting here. Pratt giving the free away. So just after the World's goal, a free kick, this given away. Not much in that, Pratt and Johnson, but he always felt like there was something going to happen.
It tells a story. Just don't make any contact with the players if they haven't got the footy, and you won't give away a free kick.
So Johnson, a little bit of an up and under. Mooney, well done. He felt for Rito, and Gary Ablett and Rawlings are at it too here at the moment. You can see them in the foreground. But Mooney was clever there.
Big body, got in front. Frito thought that he was blocking his space, but he's got front position. He's entitled to do that.
He's kicked 32-28 from set shots. He's had his best season ever, Mooney. Over 40 goals for the season. At 45 coming in, and that's coming back. It's a good kick. Geelong on the board.
Well, 2 free kicks that have resulted in goals now. Harris got one up there, up the other end for the Kangaroos. Now Mooney, after a free kick, he got the kick down inside attacking 50. Frito is going to have to play off him, jump at the footy. Can't afford to go one-on-one with Cameron Mooney. He's a big, strong lad, 6'4 plus, and once he gets that front position, he plants those feet. Very, very hard to get around. Really looking forward to that matchup this afternoon.
Ricky Olorenshaw is down on the boundary.
Early move by Geelong. James Bartel has been in awesome form in recent weeks. He's already been taken off the ground. He started on Shannon Grant, and he took him down back, so they've gone with Hunt on Grant.
Look of disbelief on Jimmy's face there, coming off 35 possessions last week. Interesting move from a confident coach. Ablett goes back. Mackie.
Foot made contact, tripped him over. Mackie, your kick. Come out, Brody.
Mackie chips it down towards half forward. He pulled the kick and made it very easy for Pratt, who runs away from half-back, searching kick down towards half forward. McMahon comes at it. Pickle bounce. Milburn just loops a hand pass over the top. Grant Rawlings goes back to Archer. Archer's hand pass okay as well. Rawlings gives it off to Smith. Pushing up the ground is Watt. Watt goes down towards right half forward. Harley was there step for step with the leader. Now an opportunity behind for Kelly. Kelly feeds it back. They're under pressure and going backwards at the moment. Ablett comes away though. Kicks it towards the wing. Hunt was involved earlier. This is Nathan Ablett. The short one is on. And Ferrito. Well, Mooney was thinking, I'll get him in the air, then go back in the race. Ferrito had other ideas. Kicks inside the 50, and Hale takes the grab.
Gee, what a good set of hands that was by Big Hale. But it was the player Ferrito coming off the halfback. The kick of Ablett, he decided to go onto the left and just put it up. Oh, it was just Jack in the pack in the old days. Practiced that in the schoolyard 1,000 times. Well, Cam Mooney won't be happy with that, though. Look back at that and say, oh, just got to put it in front.
David Hale about 35 metres out. Kangaroos on top by 2. Like their chances coming in. They beat the Cats earlier in the season, saw that game. It was a ripper. Hale misses. So they're not taking their opportunities. Wells a couple of misses, gettable, and so too that one.
Cats have won 17 of 19 opening terms, and they haven't been behind in this winning streak of 14 at quarter time in any one match. Level with the Crows and in front of all the others. Scarlett, they worked it beautifully. Ablett, Nathan, busy early, terrible handball. Clever though by Enright. And now Hunt to Mackie, who loves a running goal, and he's 50 metres out, and he hooks and misses.
Free kick.
Kangaroos free kick. Up here.
Harris just letting Mackie know all about the missed opportunity there.
John Harris is the fall guy, isn't he?
He is.
Got one of those targets right in the middle of his forehead this afternoon. Well, that's there. This is where they've got to keep composure. They can't get sucked in.
Harris to Archer. He'd be chuffed. But Shannon Grant's boy.
Play on. Play on.
We're lucky it was a boy.
What an accolade that is. Well, the kid is lucky. Perhaps they would have gone with it anyway. This is Smith.
Right there, Steve. Play on.
There's Harris. Been busy in more ways than one. Sinclair, the defensive side of the centre circles, runs alongside them. Under pressure as he kicked. Harvey missed the football. Cast in the role of a rover. McIntosh is taken down. And the umpire will ball it up about 55 metres out. Famous face in the crowd. What an emotional night that was when he finished his career.
Hold on now.
Off hands, McMahon thought he had it and was through. He left it behind. Harris attracts the crowd and will have a bounce about, well, 52 metres out again.
Adam Simpson yet to register a possession, but Daniel Harris is doing the job inside. 5 disposals in the last 10 minutes.
He's a good hard ball get man, isn't he, Harris?
He's a beauty.
McMahon, the third man up. Simpson couldn't quite. Well done, Harvey. McIntosh, clever kick actually. It was a check side right to the hot spot. Petrie made a good effort. Gary Ablett gets it from Corey Enright. Beautiful kick by Ablett to Harley, skipper.
You'll have to hold it up here because McIntosh is down into the space. Probably switch it or go right down the line.
So does Harley try and get it past McIntosh? Don't think he will. He'll kick it right to him. Now, Nathan Ablett, the one chance. They had all the numbers. It was a strange kick in the end, wasn't it, by Harley? And then Whirls, beautiful, to Grant. Left footer, so he's in a good spot right now. And then goes with a gorgeous-looking kick. Oh, it got better as it was travelling to McMahon in the pocket.
Gee, that's a beautiful kick. He could have actually tried to kick across his body, a much harder kick. But that was just percentage play. Yes, it is a little bit wide.
Not 15, so Whirls now, left foot. Is he go? No, he hit the post, so he's kicked 3 behinds Wells, and that was his best kick actually, going for goal in the opening term.
I reckon that's maybe a mismatch for the Cats. Milburn picking up McMahon, and I reckon McMahon will keep Milburn pretty honest here this afternoon.
Wells getting plenty of it. This is Enright in the back pocket. Shaken early when he showed that courage to come across in front of the leading forward. Play on was the call on Bartel. Gave it away to Ablett, who kicks beyond the wing looking for his brother. Loose at the back. Outnumbered down there is Varco. On his knees, Simpson did well. McIntosh gave it to this man Sinclair. Runs to midfield. Again tackled as he kicked. Bartel goes back with courage. That kick affected by the tackler. Bartel took the mark, kicks for space. Now a chance for Johnson in the shadows. Looking down towards half forward. Mooney will need to move. Bounces obligingly for him. Right on the 50, comes back towards the middle. Awkward half volley for Stokes. Getting down, couldn't control it. Sinclair, Pratt, McIntosh under pressure. Bounces one outside the 50 for Rito. Now Sainsbury kicks towards half forward. Jones at the back, can't get to the contest. Terrific mark taken in front by Mackey.
Yeah, really courageous.
Jose!
He was good, Dennis. It was a great mark. He was the meat and the sandwich, so to speak. Otten's rather king it is in the centre of the ground. Good kick too. Sorry about that, Stephen. Haven't seen a lot of you this year, but hope to see a lot more. And then Varco just pops it up to Mooney, who muscles his way into a mark.
Front position again, planted himself. And they know that Cam Mooney's in pretty good form at the moment. They're going to try and get the ball to him as often as possible. Just too strong. Made the contact there with Archer. Too tall. First time the Cats had actually gone through the corridor, and they looked so much better when doing so.
Well, Ferrito out of the contest there. So Mooney kicks his second and Geelong in front for the first time.
When the Roos haven't got the footy, just watching them really block up the corridor. They've put all their players in the centre of the ground, making the Cats thrust when they are going forward, taking them out wide, which is out of their comfort zone. On that occasion, Stephen King had snuck on. Otters had come off the ground in the centre of the ground, and it just cut them open, caught them unawares. They need to be on top of that, and that's Hamish McIntosh's responsibility to watch King in the middle of the ground.
On this glorious afternoon, Ricky Olorenshaw is prowling the boundary. Rick?
Injury concern here for the Kangaroos, Dennis, with Jesse Smith limping off the ground with a right ankle injury. See there, getting hit by the Geelong player. Remember, he missed the early part of this season, all of last year with an ankle injury. Let's hope he hasn't unsettled that.
Margin 3 points, back in the middle. King has to wait. Both ruckmen very conscious of each other. Fell at their feet eventually. Over the ball is Hale. And the umpire calls for it.
It's a big afternoon for Stephen King. Very, very big afternoon. Mark Blake obviously just nipping at his heels. And there's a finals position up for grabs in the ruck.
Corey taken down. Play on's the call. Harris on top, and the umpire will do the business again. We saw Dean Lavely, a record 3 wins and 1 loss against Mark Thompson. As I said earlier, they would like their chances after what was a stirring victory at Skills Stadium earlier in the season. How do they call this? Always a box of chocolates. Lays it off. The kick from Pratt inside the forward 50. Terrific mark by Milburn. Tim sang his praises earlier today. He's a wonderful player, Milburn. Tall, short, takes them all on. King lays it off. This is Johnson. He's forward of half back. Pulls it back towards Joel Corey. Inside this centre square. Ablett comes on a lead. Doesn't matter. Terrible kick. Bounces down to Chapman. Good to see him back. Slick for Enright. Can he get through? Yes, he did. Varco with dash. Smothered off the boot brilliantly by Pratt. Campbell back to Pratt. Away it comes to Harvey. Harvey across the ground. 50-50 ball. Who wants it? Selwood, as it turns out. Third mouse got the cheese, although down he went. Brown, a strong tackle. In trouble. Slung was Sainsbury. Hand pass from Hunt. Kelly, and now Bartel.
Free.
Let him run for the ball. Had both arms wrapped around him.
He's had a good year for Rito, but he's having a bad quarter, isn't he?
Just too big, Cam Mooney. Too strong.
He had a good mark in this quarter, but gee.
Petrie is the likely play to go there now after I think the change has to be made. Not big enough.
So Mooney, his shots have been pretty easy. Ball straight in front, he's kicked 3.
I know Dean Ladley's got a lot of faith in Michael Frito and his ability to be able to bounce back if players have kicked goals upon him. But you don't want Geelong to get off to, you know, too much of a flyer where it makes it almost impossible to get back into the game. Petrie's the logical option. He might have to go back, even if he even gets in front of Mooney and they put a loose man back, because he looks in devastating form at the moment, Cam Mooney.
He's closing in on 50 goals for the first time. Remember, he played in the premiership for the Kangaroos in 1999. Good trivia question, that one, I reckon.
Gee.
So Ottens and Hale together, and now Swallow, and the advantage is given, and getting on the end of it is Sainsbury after Green's handball, and the kick to the goal square. Oh! Petrie!
Well, we don't move him yet. We'll leave him there for a couple more minutes. Allow him to take a mark and kick a goal.
That was a great contested mark, wasn't it?
Gee, that was strong. Against one of the best in the business too, Matty Scarlett. He just
kicks the goal. That's what he does, Ox.
He thought his way through that really well then. Had a player just off to the side, but he knew his limitations. He knew what he wanted to do and was able to do it really well. I thought that Petrie might be the move down on to Mooney. Looked like they've already made the move though. They decided to go with Shannon Watt. So Watt will pick up Mooney. And Ferrito, well, he's, I think, been moved up the ground.
What a telling mark that was. And plenty of ball going forward for the Kangaroos at the moment. Drew Petrie, 27 goals for the season, including 7 against the Western Bulldogs round 13. Got 6 the following week against the Tigers.
Ferrito now picking up Varco, so he's gone from one extreme to the other.
Ottens, first hand of the ball. Plenty of Kangaroos around it. Corey did well, though, amongst them. Hand pass towards half forward. That was Varco. Kelly to Selwood. Inside the forward 50. Awkward bounce for Brown. Mooney lays it down. Johnson, here's the voice. A couple of them. Stokes open goal. I think he was trying to get it to Nathan Ablett. Doesn't matter.
That open forward line of the Cats at the moment, every time the ball goes inside, they look like they're going to score. We know how skillful their players are. That's just a team option there by Steve Johnson. And since he's been back in the side, they've just been fantastic, the Cats. And he's a major reason for that. Beautiful play. Got their work cut out the Kangaroos' backs this afternoon.
Stokes has played in the last 13 wins for the Cats, 13 of the 14 wins, and scored a goal in 11 of those, and he's got 5 against Freo in that big win a couple of weeks ago. Simpson sitting it out. So Stokes, first possession today, resulting in a goal, so good start for him. Interesting time for the Kangas right now. They made the early running, they didn't put it on the board, and now Geelong respond with a burst of goals from Mooney and a goal from Stokes. So a big question being asked of the Kangas. They won 6 in a row early in the year, then they won 5 in a row, so they've been very good. Pratt's high ball. Can Petrie do it again? Well, almost. He took 3 on. Jones, who we haven't seen anything of, can't quite get it out. Harley wraps him up.
Wrapped him up straight away.
And
no chance.
A ball up. Well, Bomber Thompson relaxed, wasn't he, last weekend when Geelong made the fly against the Crows. And look at that average winning margin at the Dome.
It's not bad, is it?
Very impressive. Bartel slung, arriving very quickly. Wells did cleverly too, fed it out to Campbell, who hacked it off the ground and just missed.
Gee, what about the handball, though, of Wells to be able to go underground to find his teammate?
Thanks, Andrew.
A little bit stiff there.
Gary, take it out.
Margin just 8 points. Roos getting plenty of the footy.
14-man zone here by the Kangaroos.
Mackie finds a spot in that zone. Wojcinski, Johnson thought about going back to Wojo. Decides now to hand pass forward to Corey. He's in desperate trouble. Bit too cute. Enright did brilliantly. controlled it like a basketballer. Now Ablett, great pressure from the Kangaroos. Bartel, Ablett's gone. Back to Bartel. Well, only the quality of the players handling the football got them out of that. Joel Corey drives beyond the wing. In front, Ottens gets the free. Advantage is paid. Chapman, can he get through? Yes, he can. Got it from Nathan Ablett. Kicks with the outside of the boot. Going back is Mooney. Let it bounce. It goes towards the goals. Getting back Watt. Knocks it across the line.
Geez, what about Chapman's speed? Going towards the 50-metre line.
Dennis made a good point too. It was Ablett, Bartel, Corey, and then Chapman, the four blokes that had hold of the footy in that sequence. It doesn't get much better than that quartet, does it? And they got a tight spot into a scoring chance. Good kick by Sainsbury. Now, Petrie looks dangerous, doesn't he?
He does.
He kicked 13 of his 27 goals in a fortnight, as Dennis told us, 7 and 6 in consecutive weeks.
Take his absolute very best to have a go from there.
He's not having a go, and it's a poor kick to Hale. Still half a chance there, missed by Sainsbury. And Geelong again under the pump, and Selwood couldn't quite get it out. Harvey hacking it out of the air. And Wells undecided whether to commit to the mark, and then getting closed off with the goalpost and also the opponent, and another behind. So 2-6 to 4-2. A lot of scoring shots, but they trail.
Hunt, a beautiful kick in, covered about 70 metres and found the man. Pinpoint. King to Ablett. Getting plenty of it. Just lays it off. Selwood comes across the ground. Corey, that's his roll. Up and down the corridor to Mackie. Searching kick. In front, Ottens. Strong mark. Wonderful mark.
They've identified this, the players, and I think even the match committee prior to the game, that they get the ball in fast and long. They believe that they've got the marking ability to go with any outfit, especially the Kangaroos.
No easy mark, this one. Look at the shadows. They're looking directly into the sun. So a couple of things to think about there. The flight of the ball and your positioning vis-a-vis the sun. And he comes. Can't blame the sun for that. Offline. Hits the post.
One of the telling stats already, Dennis, 5 marks inside 50 for the Cats. That is very, very dangerous. If you're taking marks inside 50, especially here at the Telstra, oh, look out.
Ricky Olorenshaw.
Just on Glenn Archer, had a conversation with the club doctor about an injury concern, who then reported that to the bench. The bench then dragged Glenn Archer off, and he was absolutely filthy. Gave the whole bench a spray. He has now gone down into the rooms with the club doctor.
Jesse Smith involved there, so he's back. But gee, the Kangas have been sloppy here. They were lucky to get the ball from half back in the first place.
No prior advantage.
It was a poor kick coming out, and they got lucky with a bounce or two, and have been able to work it into their attacking half, but not a good sign just there. Rawlings, well done, Swallow. And then a quick kick by Enright. Now Ferrito with a chance against the tie, but he's got a bit of time here and should use it. Decides to go inboard, gets to Wells. It wasn't a good handball. Created Wells with a problem or two, and then he's had a bit of a shank here, and they want McMahon to go because Chapman's closing, and McMahon knew that, and then pushes towards the line and finds it, and it'll be a boundary throw-in. Oh, no. Gee, that is a very tough call.
Oh, that's impossible.
Yeah, that's a poor decision, you would think. If I was McMahon, I'd be thinking, what could I have done? Well, anyway, Chapman bombs it in long.
Centering kick, dangerous one. Brown got a fist on it, knocked it down. King lays it off. Varco, Corey, Bacon square. Oh, fingertips to it from Brown. And he retreats. Now, this is a ridiculous decision. You can't kick it directly back over your head. I don't know what you're expected to do there. Back to your own goal. Meantime, back at the game. Ferrito around the outer side, storming down towards right half forward, penetrating kick on the angle. Brown can't get there. Loose at the back, a chance for Mackie, and he does the right thing, just knocks it across the line. Thought for a moment Jones or one or two others could get to that football, but Hale was the one who competed, didn't touch it. Scarlett no free, should have got one. End-to-end stuff as Milburn runs it up the ground now towards the wing. Joel Corey in the thick of things. Terrible kick though. Ferrito slips it away. Harvey Harvey beyond the centre, down towards half forward. This is Jones.
First disposal coming up for Jones. He's the leading goal kicker this year. And it's a penetrating kick to Rawlings. Couldn't quite affect the mark. He's got the job on Ablett. Ablett just brushes Wells aside and then bursts away. And a beautiful kick to Corey. Lyndon Mackey, and he straightens up. And that's a good kick. Ablett probably should have done better. It was a good effort at the back, though. And then Sinclair gets it from Green to Petrie to Rawlings. Jones not quite. Milburn over him. He's going to have to get it out, Jones. And now he'll be saved, I think, for a ball up.
No, that was a half volley. Can't pay that.
Like the way they've been setting up, though, the Kangaroos, they're happy to bring it back through the corridor. They've just got to hit that target inside defensive or inside their attacking 50. But the Geelong defenders play so tight, the kicks have got to be pretty precise.
So Hale getting the ruck work, doing it well. And then Simpson getting the handball to Wells, to Harvey, who gets close enough to score, and he misses. And that's been a story, hasn't it, of this opening term? The missed chances for the Kangaroos.
Just needed Shannon Grant on the end of that one. Would have been perfect for the left footer.
By his standards, more bench time than Judge Judy, but Adam Simpson is back on the ground now, and that's good news. And we saw him get that hand pass, darting past the pack and setting up Harvey. Well, Geelong just bouncing it around in defence for the moment.
Got the loose too.
Milburn to Hart, or rather Hunt, comes short. Bartell, right half back to the
Beautiful.
wing, and Harley hesitates. Now he goes, kicks inside the forward 50. Good kick too, going back. Stokes, little man, strong mark.
He marks well overhead for such a small bloke, doesn't he? Gee, good work there by Chapman too. You just saw him in the bottom of the screen, just holding, and that didn't give McMahon enough time. You'll see it just here. There it is. Enough time.
Difficult kick, this one. About 30 metres out. He's about 15 metres in from the line. Just carving a spot in this team. Didn't miss by much, but he did miss. Margin 9 points.
He's holding out Shannon Burns, isn't he? He's got his position at the moment. But gee, you can't drop him. He's been in really good form.
It's a hard team to get into, as Tim said. Chapman had to be of that quality to jump straight back when they thought he was right. Could have probably played him last week, but it was cold and wet at Geelong. And it's a good day to come back today with these sunny conditions.
And when you're sitting on top and you're a few games clear, you're going to win the minor premiership. You can afford to do that with quality players because you don't want them coming back and re-injuring themselves and missing the rest of the season.
So Green's kick doesn't get too far, just to centre wing. Simpson almost. Ablett, play on decision. Got it back from Selwood. Ablett, one bounce, can see a vacant goal and spraying. So in a funny, ironical way, the Ottens miss. Stokes was a tough one. I know Ablett there. I'll get back to that in a moment because that's a poor kick in. Here's Stokes.
Right on the 50, Bartell, 51 metres out, lines up. It's not on line. They'll compete about 5 metres from goal. And Otten stuck out his left hand, and it stuck.
Mark number 7 inside 50, and the Kangaroos are having awful troubles when the ball is in the air, and the big forwards for the Cats are causing mountains of trouble.
Last time hit the post, unlikely to from here. Kicks from the kickoff line and puts it through. That's a valuable late goal for the Cats. Right on the siren. Gee, that hurts. Searching for 15 straight Geelong, and that's a powerful first term against spirited opposition. Geelong 5-6-36, Kangaroos 2-8-20.
Taking a fair while to get back out there. Let's go down to Ricky and what's Glenn Archer's situation?
Well, as I mentioned, Bruce, Glenn Archer came off in that first quarter. He was filthy to come off to get treatment. He actually had a cork to the hip, but when the quarter time siren went, he sprinted back out there to show the coaching staff that he can go on, and he'll be fine to play. He will start on the ground.
Good on you, Rick. 16 points the margin, quarter time. Big crowd, finals atmosphere. The Kangaroos trying to prove something to the football community and maybe themselves, taking on the ladder leaders. And so far Geelong have prevailed 5-6-36 to 2-8-20. They've looked dangerous on the forward line. And that's really been the difference. Inside 50 is about the same, Dave.
Yes, and the one thing that they've done now is they've put Petrie back, and he's now picking up Mooney. So they realise that if they can stop Mooney and they can have a big guy in defence, just may stop all those inside 50 marks.
Max Rook in the crowd.
Straight up.
Bright sunny conditions, start of the second term. Wayward bounce. Ottens directs it down. Ling hasn't seen a lot of it. Ottens goes back. This is Ablett, tries to get it away. Hand in there from Simpson, our man, who soccers that towards left half forward. Enright gets back. He's been very resolute so far. Hugs the boundary with a kick. Loose at the back. Plenty of Kangaroos around the football. Harvey slipped it away. And they work it forward now. He got it back from Rawlings. Kicks it down towards half forward. Strong mark in front. Taken by McMahon. 60 metres out.
Read that well in flight then, McMahon.
The Mr. Cotter hairstyle. He kicks down towards the pocket. Scarlett juggles it after Hale fell over. With or without assistance. Umpire said without. Ottens has got it left half back.
He's taken a couple of terrific marks forward today. Ottens finds Bartel.
Gee, he works hard, Bartel.
And that probing kick gives Stokes a chance to run with the footy. He decides to deliver to Mooney. 3 goals in the opening term. He wants Stokes, but decides then to go on because his man was going on. Good mark, Watt. It was a long kick from Mooney, an accurate one, but it was never quite going to get there and was too far for Ablett.
Got their numbers back here too, the Cats, so he's going to have to be very careful where he goes with this.
Talking about McMahon, and he's given Enright a run, but a good effort by Petrie in the front spot, and then keeps it in play and hooks it inside the 50. Hale against Harley, and that ball just running out of play. I just feel like the Kangas have got to take their chances here. When they go inside the 50s, they did a lot in that opening term.
I reckon Petrie will be happy if Mooney's getting the ball up around the centre of the square.
Boundary throw in. Simpson's peeled off. Can't be used though because Geelong tie it up. Joel Corey has been so busy.
This is where Geelong are really good in their stoppages in defensive 50. Kangaroos need to spread out and put pressure on the Cats. More areas of just where the stoppage is.
Rawlings goes after the football, collided initially with his teammate Jones, and another bounce. Corey's had 9 possessions. Bartel off again today.
So really,
13.
Really interesting setup at the moment. Geelong's forward line are all up at the top of the 50 arc. The centre square is Bakett and Bartel, and Jess Sinclair are the only 2 in between the 2 scrimmages.
McIntosh had it, lost it. Ottens got a hand pass away. Enright. Hand passes up towards the wing. Bartel measured the handball brilliantly. Corey fumbled, but fumbled it in the right direction. Mackie comes back to Bartel. 15th possession coming up for Jimmy. Down towards half forward. Barco in the twinkling of an eye back to Enright. Just pitched it in short of Johnson. Sinclair got back. Harvey. And they'll clear the zone. Nice kick coming out from Archer. Spotted for Rito. Archer got it from Watt. The kick up towards the wing. Well juggled by McIntosh. Plays on. Chance for the Kangaroos now. Wells is running. 3 behind so far this afternoon. What will he do from here? Another shot long towards full forward. It was on line, but Milburn got across in the nick of time.
Gee, what about this though? What a big bit of play that was. That would have given McIntosh enormous confidence.
He's had a slower start too, Ox. He needed that, and it was a terrific grab against an in-form Ottens. So Kelly hasn't had a lot of the footy early, and a couple of other high-profile Cats in the same boat, but they're going pretty well. They're a couple in front. Archer held on to, I thought. Gee, there's some football royalty there, Archer and Ablett, isn't there?
There certainly was.
I reckon Glenn would say to Gary, I remember your old man. He was a handful. The kick down the line. Here's Mackie to Bartel, getting very, very busy. Back to Mackie. Good awareness by Milburn. He felt Brown coming, and then Egan. Not a good handball. Put Steve Johnson under the pump, but Johnson has got high skills, and then Milburn's kick is a beauty and finds Kelly. Kelly to Scarlett, and then Scarlett with a cosy little kick that finds Enright at centre wing. He's kicked a goal in his last 5 games in right off that half-back back pocket. Selwood quickly on, gets around Ferrito, goes inside. Bartel feels a goal coming and kicks it through for a behind. Thought it was going home for a moment, didn't we?
Here's the Glen Archer mark, just up against Ablett. 2 pretty strong boys just there. Gee, I like the movement there of Selwood. Got it, danced around his opponent, almost made him look silly.
Archer dancing out of the back pocket with those old legs still pumping strongly. Wells takes them on, aided by Harris. Some indecision. Harvey. That's the hand pass that hurts. Rawlings back to Wells. Wells decides not to shoot at goal this time. Goes looking for Brown. Upended by Egan. Leads back in the race at close quarters to Mackey. Kept his head. Needing a bounce here. Close to the boundary line. Takes it out. And pleading his case, Adam Simpson is having a quiet afternoon by his standards. Just 3 possessions so far. As we've said, congratulations to him. Mike for sound. You've got to hand-pick your man. Can you imagine Fidel Castro with a microphone for 3 hours?
Thinking about it.
Just
ball up.
Thinking about it. If Petrie had been forward, he would have taken that mark Brown missed a moment ago. That's the difference at the moment. Geelong are holding those marks inside the 50. That really, Brown should have taken that mark.
I want to see Wells just run to the top of the 50 and slot one through.
Selwood. Well, that's what Wells is doing at the moment. He's running and carrying the footy, isn't he? But he hasn't quite been able to finish it off, but he's causing some problems. Bartel dropped it. Harris, Sainsbury. Sainsbury kicks to that hot spot. McIntosh, not quite. Campbell, yes!
And that's exactly why Campbell has been brought into the side, that when the ball hits the ground inside attacking 50, that he swoops, he reads the play. Thought Sainsbury's option here, he could have just about had a shot at goal, but here he is. Beautiful positioning, got a nice bounce. That is reading the play. Good job. Good contest there too by McIntosh, and he's going to have to keep Ottens very honest here this afternoon.
Entertaining game, just 10 points the difference.
Same amounts of shots on goal too, Dennis. 12 apiece.
Both sides getting plenty of chances. Could come down to that. Who takes them best? Easy misses at both ends. Ablett out of the middle inside the forward 50, looking for his brother. Gary's kick though, unable to be marked by Nathan, who crawled after it. This is Watt to Rawlings, set him a task inside the forward 50. Harley with the judgment after Jones, who's been well held, went to ground. Now Egan pushing up the ground, sent away on his left foot, missed the target, intended for Ottens. Green coming through. Ottens does well on the ground to Ling. Egan had it knocked away, goes after it. Lacking support. Beautiful. Well. Hand pass wide of the congestion. Selwood needed to be clever and was. Pulled it back. Mackey, Ablett, now Kelly. Well, Kelly should have gone at goal. He was storming in, trying to do the team thing. Mooney on the lead. Terrible kick. Archer took the mark.
Gee, both sides wanted the lead coming out of the goal square. They should be having shots from 50.
Gee, Wells is doing a lot of that today, isn't he? Running and then being undecided and then continuing to run. Green pushing wide and giving Rawlings a bit of a chase here. Now Harvey very short. Can he find him? No, it's too high, the kick. Easy for Enright, that one.
That's a good punch.
I reckon that's the worst kick in footy.
Yeah.
The short one.
Unless you're just running onto it. It's really hard to hit a target of a bloke leading straight at you to get that little loop absolutely perfect. One of the toughest kicks.
McIntosh and King. Harvey's been very good. Back to McIntosh. They're probably the 2 leaders and their best and fairest at the moment. Sainsbury couldn't quite. Mackey. Gee, no free kick there. Milburn gave it to Chapman, and Chapman sets it up with a little one and finds King, who finds Mackey.
Mackey in the shadows then, down towards the pocket, honouring the lead yet again. Coming up was Johnson. Could have been held. Ablett looking for a free kick. Watt looking for him. Took him down strongly.
A couple of midfielders getting their hands on the footy in the second term. Wells and Harvey, 5 touches each. And Jimmy Bartell, he just knows where to go. He's a ball magnet, that bloke.
McIntosh knocked it down. Simpson sockers it out towards the wing. Mackie worked out of it, worried out of it by Sainsbury. Sainsbury, a good game last week, goes towards half forward. Harley the master in this duel. That was a strong mark. It was all about who wanted front position. Both did. Harley earned it. Goes to Chapman. Difficult game to watch sometimes here at the Dome with the sun out as they go into shadow. Hunt's long kick. Mooney did well.
Did he ever?
Mooney just got his body on the line of the defender who had the run at Johnson, and Johnson took the mark uncontested, unhindered.
That's where Cam Mooney has always been good at. He's always been able to open up space for his teammates. Unrewarded stuff, but oh, that'd be highlighted to him on a Monday night and to his teammates how good that was.
So Johnson, 45 degrees out, pops it through from 25.
They look so dangerous going inside their attacking 50. Chapman been playing a little bit off the half back line and just setting up the play. And I think he's very good at that, but it's Tom Harley down in defence who's playing on Corey Jones, where he's just smashing him at the moment, and Corey Jones needs to find a way to get into the game, at least limit Harley's effectiveness. Got to bring the ball to ground.
So he's kicked a goal in every match he's played so far this year, has Steve Johnson. There's only 3 other players in that same boat that have got any sort of numbers. Here, Harley's stitching up Jones, isn't he? And that's a problem for the Kangas. Just the one disposal for Corey Jones, their leading goal scorer. He's been such an important player in this Kangaroo revival this year, but not so far today. Little champ. Gary Ablett. What a season, what a player. Corey did well. Next goal important here because Geelong withstood a bit of a challenge in the first quarter and then another one early in this quarter. And now getting on top, Ling gets to Stokes. Stokes with plenty of time to measure. It was a poor kick, actually. And the Kangas with half a chance. Missed by King. Harvey clever to Archer. Gee, they worked it well. And then Sainsbury gives Grant the run of it and got a bad bounce. He may get back. He doesn't quite get it. And Milburn wins a really important contest.
Mackie, beneficiary, gives it away. Far too cavalier with Milburn's work.
Sometimes Mackey's just got to get his eyes up a bit and kick it long, take all the risk out.
Burrito onto the chest of Jones. He hasn't stopped working. Corey Jones. Petrie getting separation. Varco tracks him towards the outer side, so his man dropped off, Scarlett. Petrie inside the 50 then. Tailor-made for Scarlett at the back. There's some pushing. Milburn gets the free. Advantages paid. Chapman to midfield. Johnson. Plenty of support around him. Now where's Mooney? Well, nobody is deep, so he has to come across the ground as Selwood. Now cutting the angle was Enright. He'll get the football. Well, he simply lost Harvey. Harvey was tracking him one moment, and suddenly no blip on the radar.
It's handy when you've got an open forward line. You lead actually back into the space and then you just double back, push off your opponent, and you lead up at the kicker, and that's exactly what they did on that occasion.
It's intelligent footy though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Best way to lose your man. Come on the angle, drop back. Your man hell-bent on getting in front. Enright comes in and has missed. Well, now Geelong missing chances, dominating play, not translating to the scoreboard.
Oh, that's a dreadful kick in. Pratt knows it.
If you're going to kick a torpedo, you want to get onto it.
So Bartell puts it straight back to the goal square. Nathan Ablett, not quite, and at the back was Mooney. Varco trying, and a boundary throw in.
Is that the best feeling in the world, Ox, getting onto a spiral?
Oh, you shouldn't even really try them.
I reckon backing the Melbourne Cup winner. Hale to Archer. Back to Harvey. Grant has been quite early. Kicks towards Campbell. Hunt able to pick him off. Campbell and Milburn, who's so good.
He's been
back
good.
to Stokes. Stokes took a half volley brilliantly to Corey, being a boundary rider for a change, and gets to Chapman. Chapman making an impressive comeback. Hale to get back. Oh, how many times have we seen Archer do that?
He's a star at that.
Give us the stat, Dennis. You'd know.
Today,
He's gone. He's holding the footy, is he? No, he got it out.
Petrarchi.
Oh, terrible handball. It's all yours, Dennis.
7 times Archer today, Bruce. Here's Ottens towards full forward. Up. Cam's dropped it, if you don't mind. Swings around and kicks it out of bounds. Oh, the Cam's dead.
Well, there was some uncharacteristic mistakes. Here's Archer for starters. Been told to play on. Yeah, that's fine. Didn't he got rid of the ball correctly? And then Cam Mooney's just made a meal of the mark and a meal of the kick.
Bad case of battle brain. This is Green. But Cam takes it so well these days. He's a new man, Cam.
Well, there's a couple of big centre-half forwards that have changed their whole persona. Jay Brown, one of them. He's been able to control himself. Cam Mooney has. It's amazing how better their teams are playing too when they're in control.
That Lexapro really works around the outer side. Knocked down by Petrie. It's out of bounds. So a throw in on the outer side. Kangaroos just falling off the pace here. I've got to say about the spiral too, boys. That was a very uninspiring list we came up with. Boundary throw in. Some holding on there. Ottens flicks it down behind. Chapman, Ling. Just numbers around the football. The Cats so good. Ling to Stokes in the middle. Closing McMahon. Knocked it away. In front, Otten's a bit slow. Simpson wanted it most. Dived in. He's at the base of all of that.
I don't call that a dive on the ball, fellas.
Be interesting to switch him on now.
Cameron Ling, when he's switching the play, I think that the player receiving the footy knows that it's going to hang up a little bit. He doesn't kick the darts. He doesn't kick the low bullets. They just hang in the air a bit too long.
Otten's front spot. Sinclair taken down by Chapman. I was just thinking, Dennis, if Cam Mooney was wearing the same microphone that Adam Simpson was today, we'd have Mooney Cam, wouldn't we? And it would be interesting.
I've advocated that for some time, Bruce. Cam.
You'd have to censor that one, I reckon. Well done by Green. Harvey having a terrific second quarter. Gets inside the 50. Scarlett couldn't quite. Brown made a contest. Stokes playing deep. Back to Scarlett. Geez, confident. He just shrugged his opponent off and then goes down the corridor and finds that bloke that sticks into the centre of the ground. It's Joel Corey. Delivers. Ablett couldn't quite. He hasn't been able to take those marks in the second term. 6 players around it. Watt can't quite get it out. Trying very hard, Steve Johnson. Kelly, good give. Mooney goes back, and Corey, who delivered it from the centre, drifts forward and takes the mark inside 50.
They just don't cough it up, do they? They keep the ball alive. They make sure that they've got people at the back.
It's good decision-making under pressure. That's why the Swans have been a good side for 3 years. Good decision-making under pressure. And that's what they're doing. Corey had to be on his own for a fair while. He was on his own in the centre, and he was on his own in the 50. And, well, Dennis mentioned it might be a story of the day, just who takes their chances. Right now, Geelong has got the Kangaroos on the ropes, but they haven't put them away.
Well, that's the hard thing for Dean Laidley. Who did we go with? Yes, we've got to go with Gary Ablett. Then you get Bartel box up. Then you've got Enright. You've got Chapman, who's playing super football. Do you tag him? Then you've got Milburn, who's having a day out as well. Pretty hard to stop 9 or 10 players.
Pratt drives it to half-back. Ottens just ghosting in from the side. Good grab. Comes to the middle. Milburn. Just for the moment in Joel Corey's role. Intended for the leading Johnson. Knocked away by Grant. Flicks it to support. Archer gets it back from Rawlings. Archer's been terrific. Sinclair drives it down towards half forward. Hunts in front, and that's a great mark. Hit the ground running. Back in familiar territory. Joel Corey gave it off. Enright bounces obligingly for Selwood. What can Mooney do this time? Lets it bounce, tracks it, stops, tried to make himself invisible. Hard to do for that big guy. Taken by Nathan Ablett. Ling over the shoulder. All Kangaroos. Sinclair comes away, sends it up towards the wing. Brown can't keep it in. And a boundary throw in approaching half-time. And they're really being put to the lash at the moment, the Kangaroos. Under pressure now.
Another change too, Dennis. Petrie's now gone back to forward.
Yep. We're following you, Ox.
Trying
We've got
to
you. Corey
back to forward.
To Enright. And then Enright's kick a good one to Wojcinski, who we've seen very little of. Started on the interchange, but McMahon couldn't quite. Kelly held up but did very well. Chapman's a good kick for goal, and he's... No, there's a behind.
Gee, that was casual.
Touch still clear, was it? It was.
What was Cameron Mooney doing there? He thought it had gone through.
What was Jono doing?
Gee, interesting, eh?
I'd like to see that again.
McIntosh to Brown.
Looked like it was across the line, didn't it?
Yep.
Well, if it wasn't, it looked like Jono put it across the line, below the knee, I thought. Still, Brown's got it. Sends it down towards half forward. Joel Corey having a wonderful year. Tim singled him out before the game. Rightly so. Mackie, Ablett breaking through centre now. Ablett swings it out wide. One of two. They both hesitated. The man who didn't was Pratt. Came up and split the difference. Sansbury looking for Wells. He's marked 53 metres out. Kangaroos need something. Down by 19 points. Some indecision from Wells. Spots Jones on the move. Kick doesn't carry to him. Gathered it well enough. Bumped across the line. Was he taken high? Not according to the umpire. And it will be thrown in.
Well, that's just keeping good ground, going at the hips.
How about this one? Hit him on the calf. Why is that not a goal? Ball comes back towards the goal face from Swallow and deflected across by Egan. Are we missing something, Ox?
No. I think. Do you think it was correct?
Well, the goal umpire's in perfect position. He'd know the rules.
Well, he wouldn't get it wrong.
No, he wouldn't. So what you're saying is I did, and you're right.
We both got it wrong.
So just a goal apiece in this term, but Geelong in control. They've got control of the footy. Their decision making's a bit better. They're a bit cleaner with it. Enright, Mooney. Oh, that was.
Don't need to do that.
Harvey almost taken out there. Harvey probably should have stood his ground and let him run over him. He would have got a free kick. Brave thing to do. I know, easy for me to say it. But it was just a silly thing for Mooney to do.
A train coming at you, Bruce. Get off the tracks.
Especially when you're wearing makeup, Bruce.
And you're 4'8". Sinclair out wide. Anyway, it was just an idea. Good kick, Grant to Brown. Brown slow, but got to McMahon.
Still got someone free.
Gee, a goal here would be handy. Bangs it up high. Sansbury with him. Corey, he seems to be everywhere. Bartel, and that is a body blow, I reckon, for the Kangaroos.
Talk about cat-like balance, and it's fitting there. What about Joel Corey? Huge leap, out of position, and landed on his feet like a spring-heel jack who was after the football. Now Chapman's got it after some clever work. Across the ground, Wojcinski, Hunt, who wanted to go. Just over 2 minutes till half-time. And again, Geelong will test the Kangaroos' defence. Rising to the occasion, Pratt dropped it. Bartel hand passes it down towards the pocket. Archer, who's been splendid, finds Green.
This is where they've had trouble really getting the ball out in a hurry.
To the wing, going back is Swallow. Fingertips to it, across the line.
Just get out of my way, halves.
Well, that's fair enough.
Can you get reported for charging when you got the foot in your hands?
Contested marks, 25 to the moment. Down goes Swallow. Out of there, Green. Clever by Wells. Forced to kick with his wrong foot, Sinclair. Big leap down there from Jones. Harley goes after the football. They rarely go to ground, these Cats defenders. In trouble is Jones. Over the top was Johnson. Flicked out of there by Campbell. taken by Sainsbury, who then lost it. Hunt, Egan, and now Joel Corey yet again. What a half he's played. Corey back to the middle. Stokes looking down towards half forward. Can they get a goal this time? Johnson run down from behind, rather Wojcinski, taken down brilliantly by Pratt over the football swallow, gets it out to Grant, who spots Petrie, and Petrie's taken the mark. Well, some grand tackling back in midfield to set this opportunity up.
Great tackle there. Unbelievable tackle.
Pratt
By Pratt, it was just beautiful. He almost got the shepherd. Got the ball free as well.
How big is this kick?
Okay, that's
Massive.
20 seconds.
Thank you.
That's it.
Petrie.
Don't go over now.
It'll take a good kick. He'll kick from 52 metres out, went close to the man on the mark, who dropped off, then came forward. And McIntosh, with 30 seconds on the clock, has marked the errant kick.
I reckon he's been told, go forward, put pressure on. You're a big lad. And I think Stephen King will be pretty disappointed with that.
Groundhog Day. Ottens did this in the opening term, didn't he?
He did.
Gee, he's an improved player. Big kick.
As was the one before it. Right on the siren. Gives them some hope. It's been a terrific first half. We've said it a couple of times, a real finals edge to this one. The Kangaroos are still sticking around. Both clubs have missed their chances. They've had their moments of superiority, haven't taken the chances that those moments have presented. But at half-time, the margin just 12 points. Looking forward to the second half on a Sunday at the Dome.
So the Kangaroos not out of it. That goal from McIntosh, a real bonus coming on half-time, and the stakes so high. He wins tonight or today, and they can't miss a place in the 8. And Geelong, well, they've got the minor premiership wrapped up, and they're going for a 17th win, something they haven't done since 1980. They've only done it the once. Ricky, a bit of a blow though to the Kangaroos.
Well, there was a bit of a blow just before half-time with David Hale limping off the ground, with the club said is a slight medial ligament strain in his knee, and a lot of treatment at half-time, and he will notice his knee very heavily bandaged. But the good news is he will start on the ground. We do need him out there to help McIntosh out in the ruck against Ottens and King.
Thanks for that, Rick. So a bittersweet story, isn't it? A problem, but still there. Let's see if he can play some sort of a role. Which way's it going to go, Dennis, do you reckon?
Well, I know the microphone's gone for a start. Adam Simpson decided he's not staying with the microphone. 4 possessions to half-time. Now, if he comes out and gets 20 in the second half, that will set technology back, I would think, about 30 years. But I think Geelong, I just like the way they've moved the ball in midfield there. Midfield looks so potent, so dangerous, and Joel Corey is having a wonderful match. He's had 17 possessions, and the thing with Joel Corey is, Ox, he uses the ball so well, doesn't he?
He certainly does. And Paul Chapman coming back to the side, Dennis, you were speaking about him before. His second quarter was quite remarkable. He got his hands on the footy, he set up a lot of play. Well, Jess Sinclair's now been given the task of looking after him. That is a mighty task.
Start of the second half, Sunday footy at the Dome. The margin is 12 points. Geelong on top. They led by 16 at quarter time. Ottens directs it backward of the pack. Opportunity for Bartel on the ground after Ling missed it. Another ball up.
Bartel's first half was pretty impressive too. Another 22 possessions, 7 marks, and a couple inside 50s. He just knows where to go. Some players have that lucky ability. He's got it.
Rawlings had it, lost it. Ling is tied up again. And Bartel spent some early moments on the bench as they sorted out the matchups. He started, was off the ground after 2 minutes. Milburn, third man up. Bartel's hand pass was good. Corey was taken high. No free kick. Swallow did well, gave it to Pratt. Now Harris. Harris kicks inside the 50, but pretty much a nothing kick, nothing on it. And Hunt getting on the end of it. Comes across the ground. Yes, very good kick. Scarlett meters in the clear.
And uses the run of Wojcinski. We haven't seen do this today. A second and a third. Well, he eluded a couple, and then goes bang to full forward. Ablett not quite well done for Rito. Sinclair on the right side for him, and a careful kick. There's nothing more for him to do, and a boundary throw in.
Well, you know you're quick in your own right when you look at Daniel Wells and say, might just take you on here. Not too many that can do that and get away with it.
And did it successfully. Ottens couldn't quite. Pratt, who's got the early job on Ablett in this quarter. That's good play. I thought Archer was just terrific in that opening half. Smith to McIntosh, his half-time goal certainly gave the Kangaroos hope and a bit of momentum. He's kicked to a one-on-one. Missed by Petrie. Egan's a hard man to beat. Milburn's been outstanding. Back to Egan. Back inboard to Stokes. And then Stokes to the corridor. And Mackie, who plays the corridor very well. Often on the back of beautiful. Corey. And then comes wide. Johnson, well, probably had too long to think about it. He's so good normally in the instinctive stakes, isn't he? He's as good as they get when it comes to that race.
Thought he had the option too of taking the mark. He just backed off the ball, wanted to track it to the pocket, felt like pulling it back across the body, but it didn't work out. Here's Harris.
Ling's still going with Simpson, and I reckon that Simpson might have to go forward soon just to take Ling out of his comfort zone.
Jill Best and fairest. Brady Rawlings on the outer side to half forward. Petrie, that's a good grab.
Good player.
Coming full tilt, step for step with your opponent, and having the wherewithal to take the mark. Here's Hale, or rather Watt.
Still giving the Cats time, though, to get numbers back inside their defensive 50.
Kicks towards full forward. They'll compete about 25 metres out. Ottens off the hands. Brilliantly done. Wells lost it. Regathers deep in the pocket. Pulls it back to the square. And the mark is taken by Grant. Point blank range. Kicks the goal. That's the start they wanted.
It didn't come in quick, but what it did, it enabled the players to actually get the ball to ground, and that's where the Geelong defence have been so miserly. They normally don't allow that to happen. They take the mark themselves. But a really good contest there by Corey Jones. He hasn't had a lot of the footy, but Wells read it lovely, but put it to that dangerous spot. And Shannon Grant, you give him half a chance, he can turn games in 3 or 4 minutes.
Dad named his boy Archer. Did Shannon this weekend. Kicked 24 goals in the first 10 rounds and only 4 since then, but that's an important one. And they've got the last couple of the Kangas. They've actually got 3 of the last 4. It was a low-scoring first half, and things are tight. Harvey, well done. Grant, wobbly. Petrie not quite. Egan, terrific. That's going to be a good duel. 2 very good footballers. Mackie to Johnson, who's got a lot of ball deep today and done very well. Corey to Scarlett. There's a bit of a blue behind play. Gary Ablett and Rawlings involved. Little one by Enright. Mooney didn't quite take it, and now he's in strife, I think. No, ball up.
It was a bump ball.
Egan and Brown going at each other. Rawlings and Ablett going at each other. Emergency umpire out on the ground. Little spot fires everywhere.
Well, that's what was happening early, wasn't it? Right at the start of the game, Otten's just too strong.
Trouble.
Took it out of the ruck. Kangaroos.
Got the loose 2, Petrie. If Harris sees him, hasn't quite picked him up. Now he has.
Not a good kick, but Petrie will make it. I reckon Petrie and Egan is going to be something to watch in the second half.
Kicks beyond the wing.
You know what happened then? Egan was too busy fighting. Petrie realised and said, oh, while you're fighting, you lose a lot of energy. I'm going to get on my bike, and that's exactly what he did.
Hale playing under a cloud took the mark. Hand passes to Harvey, to Watt. He's pushing up the ground. He's 60 metres out. Nobody stands the mark. Kicks for space. He'll get there first. Well, it pitched in front of Mooney. Oh, that's clever by Rawlings. What would the Russian judge say? About 10 metres in from the line. That's an ugly pack. Wouldn't want to be in that pack.
Come on. Nothing high, nothing high. I'm right here. Let him up.
There it is.
Just trying to think what that judge is thinking about, Dennis. I'll get back to you.
Like a few rubles as he'll make his decision. Opportunity for Brown, taken down. Awkward bounce for Ablett. Swallow, wonderful balance. Hale worked off it by Ablett. Scarlett got it from Bartell. Runs it out of defence. Awkward half volley. Nathan Ablett into the path of Johnson. He left it behind. Farito needs to be careful here. Farito, that was interesting by Ling, just ran past him. Little 1-2 Swallow. Farito. Down goes Farito. Bartell goes after the football. Grant on all fours is tied up. And we'll have a ball up.
Gee, really good composure there by Frito. He had players coming at him left, right and centre. He kept the ball alive and in front of himself and avoided, I reckon, what was a certain goal for the Cats.
Free kick. Holding.
Gee.
Shannon Grant, yours.
So Shannon Grant gets the free kick. You can hear the umpire saying,
It's open,
holding, and
it's
then
open.
Grant, beautiful kick. It's been reversed.
No.
Reversal. Push him right.
Well, Brady Rawlings has made a big mistake here.
Touch his face.
Gee, that was to get them right just about back in level pegging.
Corey Jones wouldn't be too happy. He can't find the footy all day and gets a chance if he shot a goal. Ablett and Rawlings had been going at one another earlier, hadn't they? He's a feisty little player, is Ablett. He's kicked inside the 50. Mooney getting back. Working hard with him is Watt, who has been running off Mooney in this quarter. And a boundary throw in.
When the ball goes over the top, Watt has that ability to really get the legs pumping early. Makes up a lot of ground very quickly.
Tell you what, though, I reckon the temperature's gone up in this match, don't you? It's game on.
No
Pretty high
doubt.
when they started, yes. Smith comes away, delays the hand pass. Wojcinski did very well. Put Wells down. Ablett, Corey, Stokes, Enright into Mines. Just sets it up. What a clever kick. Going back. Contending with his son was Johnson, and he's marked 25 metres out. That was his big problem, the son, as the ball arrived.
Gee, he's going to be costly, this one now, of Rawlings. The free kick. The Cats were in a bit of strife because Corey Jones was about to have a shot on goal. Discipline. Discipline. When you've got the footy, you make sure you do everything in your power not to give it back.
Steve Johnson going at his second. Kicking from the sunshine. Well, interesting kick. Just popped it tantalisingly over Farito's head.
It was a good kick going inside 50. Just went to the space. And they worked it out really well there. But it was Smith's decision. Probably should have put it onto his boot rather than look for Wells. And they've got to stick those tackles when Ablett gets the footy. You can't allow that palm off to get away. But Jeff Smith, he's done an okay job. But when you've got the footy, make sure you hit your target, otherwise you're going to get hurt going back.
He's the only Cat to kick a goal since quarter time, Steve Johnson, in this match.
Yeah, they've gone through a dry spell there for a while.
But their decision-making under heat is better than the Kangaroos, and we just saw it there, didn't we? In that whole passage of play that you talked about. Swallow out of the centre. He threw it out in the end. Good courage by Rawlings here, but the Cats have got it. Or rather, it was Simpson, the courage, and Ablett with the run. Kicks inside the 50. Oh, there you go. That was a classic Archer run back against the tide. Keep your eye on it, take the mark and get a rebound going. And it's down the line. Harris, well done, Ablett. But Harris was able to turn him and then goes to centre half forward, and Brown's got it.
What a transfer of play, and how important was Harris's effort. But Archer's mark going back. Have a look at this. He knew Mooney was coming. He wouldn't expect anything less.
And by going early, he takes the front spot, doesn't he, and takes the jump away from the opposition. Well, Brown's had a really quiet day. He needs to kick a goal. He has. The Kangas are hanging tough here. They could be in front, Ox, if it hadn't been a reverse decision. That's how well they're going.
Gee, I'm impressed with Daniel Harris. Every time I see him, it's the little things he does that are so impressive. Has clearances. He always has inside 50s. Has contested footy all the time. And the piece of play against Gary Ablett, you've got to understand how good Gary Ablett is to be able to get rid of him and then hit the target up. Super play.
Only 4 possessions for that man this afternoon, but a very telling goal. Margin back to 7 points. And the Cats working overtime. Goals have been scarce in the last 40 minutes or so. Now there's a free kick, and it's going Mackey's way. Wojcinski is on. That's ignored. He goes straight down the middle. Ling drifting back takes the mark. Now he's a long kick. Ling spots Mackey running. Thought about it. Doesn't go. That's not beyond him, especially with Mooney one out in the square. Although Mooney vacates the square, goes to the pocket. So the only man back, that's a lack of thinking, really, is McIntosh, and it goes in that direction. And McIntosh should have marked it. Skidded through his hands, almost hit him in the face, and went through for a behind. Well, that wasn't well thought out by Geelong. If Mooney was coming on a lead, he had to go back when he realised Ling had the intention of kicking for distance. Swallow. Rawlings, stretching, takes the mark in the shadows. Just forward of the wing. Brown, spurred on by that last goal, offers with enthusiasm. That's ignored. From behind, Grant. He was third man in the queue. He worked his way in front. Queue jumping, pulls it back towards the middle. Hands in the back. It's going to be a free kick to the big guy. Petrie directly in front, 25 metres out.
Well, Harris has just come off the ground. He's absolutely spent.
Right there.
Petrie went up early. And Egan, there it is. Yeah, that's there. The umpire in A1 position. Just annoyed with himself. He knew he'd done it. He was hoping that he wasn't caught.
This to make it a 2-point game. Petrie kicks Troy. His second.
They're having awful trouble, the Cats, when they do kick a point, to hold the Kangaroos at bay. And it just looked like, looking at the goals, it's the left-hand side of the ground that they've got an opening, whether that's one player in the zone not switched on, but they've been able to get it out far too easily. And when you're getting the ball to half forward without the opposition touching it, puts the backman under enormous pressure, and Egan can't do a thing about that. The ball comes in, and you're almost that concerned with how the ball has arrived.
So the big guys up forward, Brown and Petrie, and Grant getting busy. And they've won 14 straight. The Cats are going for a club record in one season of 15 straight. They did get 23 on the trot at one stage, unbeaten for 26, but not in a season more than 14. But they're still in front. Archer.
Bang.
Advantage, advantage, advantage.
So the advantage given, and then McIntosh coughs it up. Don't know why we have advantage in this game. Anyway, can't think of another sport that does it. Simpson back to Archer. Archer wide. Sainsbury. Well, he was praying, wasn't he? Praying the ball had fallen in his lap because he couldn't get up. But he did it well.
They're running here, the Kangaroos.
James.
Green.
James. Play on.
Goes bang. Petrie went early, and Harley, third man in line.
It's had a big afternoon, Harley.
He's had a very good year, actually. He played in the opening round, then missed a few. Harvey did well. But Johnson scooped it up cleverly to Enright. Harley's last few weeks have been outstanding. Johnson on the end of that from Egan. Good running from Steve Johnson, doing it at both ends. Mooney, 3 goals in the opening term, but Watt's becoming an important player.
This is Wells.
Well, they got loose players too.
Looks the hand pass. Sainsbury. No, needed to take it cleanly. Now he's got a problem. Was taken high. No free kick. Well, he was through. The hand pass was good.
Sort ourselves out.
Was the handball good? Was it in front of him or was it behind him? As coaches, they hate the handball that goes behind the player.
I don't think it did. I thought at worst it was online. May have had to just slow down a fraction. Corey fires out a hand pass. Hunt gets through, aided by Corey and Varco as the ball goes down towards half forward. Mooney. This is better. Hunt, Corey. They'll make a goal out of nothing here. Joel Corey. He initiated it. He kept running. He dashed 150 metres to kick that goal.
Yeah, good play there. Good lead up there by Mooney too. Here's the handball. Let's have a look at it. It goes from Wells. To perfect. Perfect handball. Just a fumble there by Sainsbury. It's cost his team a goal. They can't afford a little slip up like that, but really good counter attack there by the Cats. Got the ball moving, and when it comes in that quick, very hard to stop.
Wonderful team goal. They actually do rather than think, the Cats. I mean, Mooney, as soon as he took the mark, he knew what to do. It was a quick handball, created something. They're so good under the pump.
Because as a player receiving the ball, you only call if you're in a better position than the bloke with the footy.
So Sainsbury just missed a chance there, didn't he? Let's see if the Kangas can keep the heat on here. Green blazes a bit. Brown, good take, good give. Sainsbury to full forward. Oh, Petrie gives away a free.
Back to Matty. Back to Matty Egan. Here's the mark.
And this Egan-Petrie duel that we've talked about continues to bubble. Scarlett to Mackie. I reckon, Dennis, he plays the corridor almost as well as your man Corey does, Mackie. They love that strip down the centre, don't they?
They certainly do.
Oh, Scarlett. Well, Johnson missed it. It was there, and now Johnson puts the tackle on. And Smith gives away a free kick.
Wait, round there now. You were lying on it and you've got no effort to knock it out.
So Johnson, who dropped the mark, goes very wide. Not a good kick. And Watts having a pretty good quarter on Mooney. Sainsbury at centre wing, a high ball, a one-on-one. Now 2-on-1.
Yes, and the third man was Milburn. He arrived and took the mark. The other two were jostling. Milburn, valuable player. Back to the middle and Ottens. Corey again, storms past. Will he use him this time? No. King spent most of the time on the interchange bench. Ottens has been the man, deep into attack. Mooney was up. They really don't have the crummers down there, Geelong. Mooney, who started so well, is being held now by Watt, and as a result, goals aren't forthcoming unless from long range. Was that on the full?
He was very close to on the full. Did come off his boot.
A look back by Kelly over his shoulder. I think he knew it was. No, knew it wasn't. Just a little worried, that was all. Boundary throw in directly in front of our commentary position. Wells, again, the clever hand pass, had to go along the ground, charging in Selwood, though. Undid the Wells good work.
He's in trouble here.
Football.
He's in big
on
trouble.
His back. They never give them when they're on their back, except when the number is 14.
You know, when the umpire goes side to side and doesn't take a step towards the congestion, the player's always in strife.
Sainsbury got it from Green. Now the kick comes in from Smith. On the lead, was it hands in the back? Well, not hands in the back, but the body struck the back, and the free kick goes to Grant.
It's been good in this quarter, Grant. Kicks to centre half forward. Brown's the target. Well, he had three Cats in the end against him. Harley been wonderful. McMahon, good tackle. Back to Kelly. Another good tackle. Brown's getting involved.
He's in trouble.
Oh, so the two umps looked at each other, and I'm not sure.
They had a showdown, the two umpires.
They did. It was like Gary Cooper, high noon, wasn't it? Anyway.
They forsook each other.
Ling, Kelly, Corey concedes ground cleverly, though. Milburn, well, just got away too easily. Drew three players to him, which meant that Ling was on his own. And speaking of on your own, Johnson.
Mackie.
They want to play the corridor. There he is in the corridor again, Mackie. And then goes, little kick. Well done. They can play that centre strip better than any other team, can't they?
Well, Mackie's becoming important. Ablett's going to drift down here.
Kept his cool, Ablett. For a moment, I reckon the heart rate would have gone up, don't you, when he saw what was coming, but he thought, nah, I'll take the mark.
Hasn't Mackie become the real link player?
He's almost the backup to Corey through the centre.
Yeah.
I reckon he runs behind him often and then creates something forward. Ablett played well today. He hasn't been outstanding, but he's been very good. And he loads up and kicks a goal like the champion that he is.
Gee, when you need a big goal to be kicked, we saw Jonathan Brown kick one last night. That then was just a fantastic kick. Have a look at Ablett, bottom of the screen here. Just drifting in. Can't give him half a chance, can you?
What's the run? How's the run up? Look, running to the with the hook, getting the hook for the extra metre or two.
Nine, 12, 7, 10. So the margin out to 14 points now in the challenge squarely with Dean Laidley and his men again. So far this afternoon, they've met it each and every time and come back strongly. Are they running out of chances? Ottens decisively. That ball slow to release. Green hit hard and high. Only Reg Hickey has coached more games at Geelong than Mark Thompson. Bounce alongside the centre circles. Corey uncontested, thumps it forward. Harris just on the ground, taken down. High tackle.
He got him high, Chappie, not you. Go out, Gary, go out. Freddie, go out.
So Harris at centre half back. Started the game very well. Just pops it to Rawlings in space. Chapman comes to him. Rawlings, telling kick down towards right half forward. Hunt did well, sensing the danger, peeled off. Comes back looking for Bartell. Getting there quickly was Campbell. Kelly did well to Hunt. Hunt quickly back into the play. And again he comes back to Corey. Joel Corey decides to settle. To midfield now. Ottens needs to kick it. Brown was closing, measured the kick. Took every available millisecond there and found Mooney on the lead. Johnson wants it long.
Well, he just has to do what Gary Ablett did only moments ago. Go back, put it through. That's the difference between the Cats and the Kangaroos at the moment. They've got the lead-up player in Mooney being able to get his hands on the footy. The Kangas haven't had that out of the 50-metre arc.
They've got more space too when they go forward in attack.
Mooney got his 3 goals in the opening term. Full credit to Watt, who's gone back and done a stellar job. Mooney comes in, gives it a ride. That is a big kick by the big man.
A little bit quiet in the second term, but certainly come back again in the third. He'll come up for a rest. And I think Casey Green may just have an ankle or something. Simpson coming back on and King coming on for the Cats. Beautiful kick this time. That's what he can do.
So off the ground he comes. Biggest lead of the match so far as we look at the inside 50s. So Geelong challenged in this quarter. Kangaroos within a touch of going to the lead, and now the Cats away to 20 points. Need a goal, the Kangas.
Held in. My ball, guys.
You know they'll come again. The Kangas, they're one of those sides that they never give in. They'll keep coming. Gary Ablett gone down to full forward.
So the last 2 goals by 2 of their stars outside the 50. Rawlings, Smith did well. Swallow. That was good play too, because I think Chapman felt the handball was coming out this side. McMahon worked underneath it too easily. Jones has had his pants pulled down today by Harley, hasn't he? He's just stitched him up. And I feel for Jones, because the one chance he had was taken off him by a reversed free kick. Hunt has played well to Harley. Well, danger now. Hunt was strong enough in the body to hang on to it. Back to Harley. They need a good bounce. And then Johnson just walks it over, conceding a behind. But they're confident, aren't they? They don't panic. Simpson to try and cut it off.
Bartell, 29 possessions now. This side foot, if you don't mind, the Mackey. Scarlett, Egan. They work it forward. King, Corey. Kick from Ling inside the forward 50. Then going back is Nathan Ablett. Going to ground was Ottens. He's gone forward with Mooney off the ground. And Ferrito's been penalised, and he won't be happy.
You get foot to it, Michael. You never go foot to it. Free, and he couldn't.
Perhaps he could say he was going to do what Matthew Lloyd did yesterday. Just didn't work for him. How about that back heel goal at the MCG? Wasn't that something? Now here's Ablett. He'll kick from about 35 metres out. This will make it difficult for the Kangaroos. That's a beautiful kick. Brian Cook is headed for the phone. High the band. Call the caterer. These are the premiership favourites.
And the Kangaroos have thrown everything at the Cats, but under pressure. And I think it was highlighted in defensive 50 there. Yeah, they were outnumbered and they were going backwards, but they didn't panic. They knew what they had to do. They stick to their structures, they stick to their game plan, and they do all the little 1%ers, and it always keeps you in good stead. That's just a good tackle. Didn't allow it out. And Freda was trying to kick it, but incorrect disposal.
Two very good goals from Ablett, both from set shots a long way out. And the Cats are making their run here. They've charged away. 25 points. Kangaroos need at least one, you would think, before three-quarter time. Ling getting involved, getting it from Corey, and they're now very wide and out of play.
Now, what do you think Big Mark Blake would be thinking? He'd be hoping, Ottens, if you can go forward and take some marks. Nathan Ablett's not in good form. Ottens may play as a permanent forward, and that's his chance to get back in the side with King. Think that's a possibility?
Absolutely. I'm listening. Those top five disposals, all Geelong, by the way. Corey, oh, wonderful. Tavaco, and Johnson just stood his ground and took the mark.
So you've got Blakey in the crowd with the whiteboard just moving them around.
Well, Nathan Ablett's, he hasn't been getting a lot of the football, and if there is that one weakness, that's probably it in the Geelong side at the moment.
You're too close. Another metre, please, Daniel.
And he's kicked 24 goals this year, Nathan Ablett. We might talk about that later. Johnson having a very good day. He's kicked 3.
Well, if you're not stopping Chapman and you're not stopping Ablett, a bloke like those two get their hands on the footy, then Steve Johnson bobs up, then Corey, and they've got so much versatility over the ground that there are very few holes in this Geelong side. And when they decide to turn it up a notch, you can just see the minds ticking over thinking, hang on a minute, they're getting a bit close here, let's get the ball moving and let's become more threatening.
Saw it last week on occasions. We've seen it often this season. They really can put the foot down. In 13 minutes, they've kicked 5 goals to a behind, and he can sense it slipping away. Just get the feeling, too, that the Kangaroo spirit now is pretty much down. Stokes taken high. He'll get the free kick.
No, you got him high, Glenn.
Sometimes football teams know they've given it their best shot. They've thrown everything at the opposition. They look at the scoreboard and they're still behind. Stokes squares it. Mackie, such a good game.
Stay there, Jess.
The young South Australian really developing into a fine player now. 65 metres out. Johnson. Used his body like Big Bob.
He's all Australian. No doubt he's all Australian. The form he's in at the moment, and he has been for 14 weeks.
And do you know what? You would have got pretty big odds about him being all Australian in round 1, wouldn't you?
You get pretty big odds about him playing at one stage.
Coming in at his 4th. 35 goals for the season. He missed 5 games. His best ever season.
It's amazing what peer pressure does. The players said to him, right, Jono, you haven't been pulling your weight. You've been doing things that you shouldn't be doing. We're going to send you back for 6 weeks. You're not even going to train with us. You're going to stay right away. Well, he's come back. He's turned his life around. He's turned his football career around as well. And now he's one of those people that, that they probably tried to offload him to at the end of the year. And he's repaid all that faith.
He's kicked 3 goals in this burst. He got the only goal for them in the second quarter. Steve Johnson. Down to you, Rick.
Injury concern for the Cats with Nathan Ablett coming off for the second time this quarter. He's had work done on his hip and he has been restricted all day, so there is an injury concern on him.
Play on.
No high tackle, is it? Yes, there is.
Free kick, yes. Daniel Harris. Stay there. Go out, Petty, go out. You're dragging him in.
So Harris has been good.
Move it on. On.
But they've been run over here by a team that's scary good at the moment. Bartel chases his own footy. And then Smith. Back to Bartel, tries to fend off, can't quite boundary throw him. Just one of 3 champion midfielders in this year anyway, Corey, Bartel and Ablett. Haven't they been so good?
Well, he's had a quiet third term. He's only had the 8 touches.
And they're a brilliant trio, all different, but making a very, very big impact on the season. Archer's had a wonderful game. And Corey Jones having an unlucky day, isn't he? Every time he gets it, something bad happens. The siren happened there. Maybe that was good for the Kangas because it was all Geelong, wasn't it? Challenge and responding. And at 3/4 time, they lead it by plenty. It's 90-53. Contrasting quarter we saw. Have a look at the state of play down the bottom. The story so far, the Kangaroos touching Geelong, almost getting to the lead, and then Geelong just belting away a 7-goal quarter, and they lead it by 13 goals to 7. Now Geelong next week will play Port Adelaide, and Port Adelaide today have kicked 2 goals in the last 3 minutes. They were 16 points behind Hawthorn in the final term, and up they've got. Big result for the Corns boys as well. So next week it'll be 1v2. It'll be Geelong and Port, but today it's the Bomber with Ricky.
Well, the Kangaroos really challenging that quarter, but the great thing about your team, they just don't panic, do they?
No, they've been pretty good. We haven't played our best footy. Now in the second quarter we had 1 goal from 17 entries, so half-time was about that, and you know, in the third quarter we kicked 6 goals, which was a pretty good effort.
You have those players just keep bobbing up and kicking those great goals, don't they?
Oh, well, that's what good sides are about, and I'm pretty happy when Mooney and Gary Ablett get the ball in their hands.
You did spend a bit of time with Nathan Ablett at that huddle. What was the message to him?
Look, he hasn't had the greatest of days, but I just want him to work a bit harder when the ball hits the ground, and you know, that's what he needs to do. He's got to find a bit more of it.
Right, you're always open and honest with us. Thanks, Bomber. Got you, mate.
Yeah.
So Essendon players all around me as I go to Tim Watson. How well they've played the corridor, Tim?
Well, when you play Geelong, you've got to lock down the corridor, and that would have been one of the things that Dean Radley spoke about during the week. This is bold, this is risky, this is audacious, and this is super confident football. There's a scrubby kick across the centre of the ground. That's where they want to get the ball. Now look at them line up and run and share. And this kick doesn't hit its target, but that's what the Cats are all about.
37 points the margin after it was 12 at half-time. It was less than a goal midway through that third term, and then Geelong exploded 13-12 to 7-11 as we find the game now. Interesting, Brent Harvey, just 2 possessions in the third term, Ox, and they left him outside the centre square. I was surprised with that.
Well, they've been watching him very closely. Not sure if there's anything wrong with him or not, but I'm sure he'll get back into the game in this quarter. I don't think they're out of it just yet. There's still a heartbeat, but gee, they've got to find the footy and they'd want to use it well.
A heartbeat.
Slight one.
Start of the final terminus Sunday at the Dome. Rucks go at it. Ottens with the left hand. Joel Corey, 28 possessions now. Enright feeds it back. Selwood, Stokes gets away easily across the ground. Ottens and or Johnson. Ottens with Corey on for the short one. That's ignored. Corey is running down the ground. Kelly was being held. He's going to get the free kick.
Behind the mark.
Joel Corey again just running to space. Wide of Kelly now. His work rate is terrific. But Kelly, with Mooney indicating he wants it long, will kick from 55. Gives it a ride to long towards full forward. Mooney! Runs around, he can't go there.
You're right out there, the line's over here.
Umpire Nichols making his point.
That was a wonderful mark. He jumped up at the footy.
I'm saying it's right here, Jono.
Yeah, good grab.
Like a dog going after a frisbee.
When
Only he was a cat.
He liked it too, Dennis. He liked it. He gritted the teeth and said, yes.
Is there a better feeling in the world than taking that strong pack mark, Dave?
No, that's as good as it gets, Dennis. You'd know all about that.
I want you to show more imagination.
Take him out, Riddick, get
There's Mooney beside the behind post.
Don't move until I call. Play on.
Consults Pythagoras and kicks the goal. He was like Greg Louganis on the springboard there, wasn't he? Just looking straight up the ground.
Yes, he was, Dennis. And just watching him, the way he actually had the shot on goal. The shot on goal was the real important thing here, because a lot of players go a long way back and try and open up the angle. He's only 2 steps away. That's just would have done that 1,000 times at training.
What a wonderful day. He's kicked 50 goals for the season. Look at the contested marks. Geelong so solid through the day.
Did he look a bit like Johnny Wilkinson just then, Bruce?
The great fly half for England who won the World Cup.
It's very similar style.
Well, I'm not sure who should be happy about that. Selwood getting it from Ablett. Well, they're putting on a clinic now. Enright over the top. Well, Johnson's got... Well, he had everything going for him and he didn't go for goal. Probably had his easiest shot of the day. Just sharing it around. But the Kangaroos on its knees right now as Smith's kick finds Grant.
Hasn't played on yet. Wait for it.
How's that pulse going, do you reckon, Ox?
Very faint.
Just hanging.
Milburn, Rawlings. I love a half-glass full man, don't you?
Yes. After he's had about 12.
You're not going to get that break.
Can't see it myself.
So 96 to 53. Suddenly one-sided, isn't it? Grant. Crowd today, 48,501. It's the biggest home crowd the Kangaroos have had this year. Previous to this, 44,000 in the opening game. Egan was the third man up, and that was against Collingwood at the MCG. Milburn back to Enright, to Scarlett.
Oh, it's open now.
And it's the corridor again, Ox. And Otten's just sat and waited for someone to come past. Still sitting and waiting. Goes for Chapman and gets him.
They could kick 10 goals this quarter if they're not careful here, the Kangaroos.
And you do wonder about percentage, whether it can play a role in the Kangaroos' future, because they haven't got much and they're stuck at the moment on 12 wins and they haven't been able to get off it for a while. This will be their 3rd consecutive defeat. They started the year with 3 losses, and Chapman just hooking and missing. But Geelong can taste the meat and some blood, can't they?
Steve Bracks.
A couple of heavyweights.
Andrew Demetrio. We're talking about the Cats, or do you think they'll be talking politics, Den?
They're in the AFL box, so I think they're wearing the Cats hat today. Harris pops it over the top. Swallow hasn't had a lot of game time today. Surprising, really. Goes down towards half-forward Archer.
He's tried all afternoon. 17 touches, 7 marks.
Big heart. And the great thing is it's the heart of a repo man. He goes down towards half-forward, ricochets off Jones and goes out of bounds.
Do you think Steve Bracks might be auditioning for maybe AFL Commission?
Auditioning?
He's got to do something with his spare time.
If you're coming from State Premier, I don't think you need to audition for AFL Commissioner, or do you these days?
Well, you don't just get in there because of your name.
Hunt goes down towards half-forward. Going back is Pratt. Oh! Hey! They butter up to each other. Oh! Down goes Pratt behind the play. Downfield. Pratt comes back. Little headbutt.
That's stupid.
Just saying how well Cam had controlled his emotions this year.
Yeah, well, red rag to a ball. McIntosh, the centering kick. Big leap down there. Petrie was pushed to the back, was he? Or was it going to Brown? Might be Petrie.
He held his body.
Pushing his body out of the way.
Grabbed his jumper, Matt. You grabbed his jumper.
I did not grab his jumper. I pushed him out of the way.
There's fear and loathing all over this ground at the moment. Look at that. It goes in like a moose. He led with his head ox.
Did Pythagoras teach him that as well, didn't he?
That was a bad angle to go in on, Bruce, I would think. I think you're ready for the uppercut there. You go in with your head down at 45 degrees. It could be up level next to the roof.
Kanga's free.
50.
50. Because of the simmering stuff at half forward for the Cats. And Johnson's holding his nose. Petrie kicks a goal. If you can figure that out, you are Pythagoras.
Well, this is the original free kick that we're about to see here. There
I'm
it
good
is.
with this one.
Egan's just got hold of Petrie. That's there all day long. Then we've got another free kick down there where Frito's got hold of Johnson. Nothing happens there. Then Chapman comes in. And this is the area where Bomber Thompson won't be happy. They're in control of the match.
But, Ox, why would the Kangas get the free kick? I mean, Frito throws a bloke to the ground. Why would Chapman get the free kick against him?
Don't ask me about umpiring decisions. Do not ask me about umpiring decisions, Bruce, please.
Well,
there we go.
They've kicked 9 between them, those two.
Well, and Bomber Thompson ain't going to put up with it.
You'd hate a report at this time of the year for something frivolous, wouldn't you?
My word.
Harvey in that centre square, chasing a footy. Wells has gone out of the game. Ablett, brilliantly done. Stokes to fall forward, and Chapman, who would love to get a goal, and has. He enjoyed it.
Well, the piece of play by Gary Ablett probably sums up where he is right at this very moment. The ball came through. He just kept control of the footy, picked it up clean, saw the vision out to his right, and was able to hit it. Geelong have a goal because of that piece of play right there.
And not only didn't handball it to the closer bloke, he handballed it to the bloke that was further away, who had more room to move, didn't he?
Fantastic.
Paul Chapman back in the side this afternoon.
Cam Mooney taking his spot back on the ground, so no doubt that Bomber Thompson would have just said, Cam, settle down. You've had a really good afternoon. Let's finish it off.
Rye smiles between that pair. Pratt and Mooney. It was like WrestleMania 14 for a while down there at centre half forward. Everyone would be able to tell the difference between that and WrestleMania 15 as Green gets it from Rawlings, kicks inside to forward 50. Going back, about time. Corey Jones, what a beautiful mark.
Well, he's only had the 2 kicks for the afternoon.
They needed him earlier. He had his career high 36 possessions and 14 marks against Geelong Rd, 17 last season. The Kangaroos' last home game in Canberra. Far cry from that this afternoon. In he comes, kicks the goal. Too little, too late.
Well, it's for the first time for the afternoon that Tom Harley actually wasn't on Corey Jones. Mackey had that job on that occasion. Harley's just come off for a bit of a rub and a massage. He's had a very good afternoon. But not a bad setup there by the Kangas. Able to win the tap down, and Rawlings sharked it beautifully. But far too often, or very rarely have we seen that this afternoon.
So go for goal in the last quarter. Jones with his first goal for the match. Whereas the big goal kickers down the other end for the season for Geelong have got 9 between them. Talking about Mooney and Johnson. So the Cats sitting on this big lead. And the Kangas just trying to hang on and get something out of it.
He's done enough to get votes today, Gary Ablett.
It's been good, hasn't he? But Corey and Bartel were better in the first half. Johnson's been good. It's hard to know, Ox. The kick to centre half forward. Jones, well done. Harvey, who missed a couple in the first half, and gets a second in a minute.
About that heartbeat, Dennis.
Gee, you're a hard man, Ox.
No.
Let's have a look at Harvey here. Off to the left there in the screen. Just kept running and running. And that's really good speed.
Had a good first half, didn't he, Harvey?
Yeah, it went quiet in the third quarter, but that's a very good finish. You never write this side off, though. They just find a way to get the score on the board.
Sitting down a few stars too. Geelong right now. 103.71. Rick.
To make matters worse for the Kangaroos, they're down to 2 fit men on the bench. Jesse Smith has come off the ground with that ankle injury that hurt in the first quarter. He's heavily iced. And Casey Green has just limped off the ground with a badly corked thigh.
Ablett to Ling. Oh, great work by Johnson. Bought some space and time for Stokes, who was going to be in desperate trouble had he not. Clever by Ablett, or Johnson rather, around the corner. Stokes has run on, lines up and misses.
Gee, Steve Johnson's a slippery eel. So hard to tackle him. He just rolls the shoulders and...
Wasting no time, Sinclair kicks it in. That was clever by Johnson because a couple of guys were bearing down on Stokes. He could have been turned into a belt and matching shoes had they got him. They didn't. This is McMahon, forward of the wing, inside the forward 50. Big pack at the drop. Egan got hands to it. Finding a way through. Sainsbury, and he's kicked a goal.
Wow.
I'm sure these guys might be back on the field shortly. Harley and Mackie are getting up.
Well, 27 points. It's 5 kicks.
Translates to a pulse.
Still a chance.
Kick 3 in 3 minutes they have.
They can do that. They are very good at doing that. And we spoke about percentage before, Bruce. It becomes very important. This centre clearance is going to be very, very interesting.
So Sainsbury and Jones alongside of each other, getting goals. Wonderful crowd, 48,000. What a big financial day for the Kangas. A home game, their biggest crowd for the year.
Fantastic it is. This is exactly what they need. Just looking at the Geelong bench, numbers 2, 4, 5 and 6 sitting on the buying.
It's the third biggest home and away crowd between these two clubs. So that is a great roll-up. And they kicked 3 goals in 3 minutes, the Kangaroos. Full credit to them. Breathing life back into a game that we'd given away. Wells, who was so good early and probably didn't get just reward. Simpson, Sinclair, Rawlings, Harris. Now McMahon's wide here if they can get it to him. And now he's spotted by Sinclair, but he's set him a task and he needs a bounce. And Chapman's got him. And still got him. Oh, he's a good footballer, Chapman.
Oh, is he ever.
And gets it to Milburn, who gets it to Nathan Ablett, who's had a quiet day. Bomber Thompson talking to Rick about asking for a bigger effort at 3/4 time. And a boundary throw in, so no free kick there. Chapman was good here.
That was fantastic. Good effort. May have held on a bit long. It's amazing when you have a bit of an argument with the umpires that those 50-50 kicks, you just don't seem to get them.
No, it seemed a free kick to Mooney after the boundary throw in. Chance for Simpson, who's had a pretty bleak day. He will never wear a microphone again.
Thanks, mate.
May not even use one.
Gee, Cameron Ling's performance again, though, to keep one of their prime movers right out of business. Ling's had 13, Simpson's had 7.
Ablett smashes it down. Selwood, not a great footballing family, one to the other. Selwood puts it out of bounds on the full in the pocket. Interesting, says something about the readiness of Paul Chapman. I'm sure he thought his day was over. He came off the ground, that was it for the afternoon. Suddenly, quick goals by the Kangaroos. He was back on and immediately
away.
Ready for action. Here's Wells, meters in the clear, striding away. Stokes in pursuit. Wells towards half forward. Now, we've got a whistle. Oh, gee. Pushed after he kicked it. Petrie. Grant. Now, Grant hasn't been nailing these in recent weeks.
I'm just hearing this heartbeat get a bit louder and a bit stronger. Den.
Well, I'm going out the front to move the cones. I'd put them there, ensuring a good park for the coroner. And suddenly we've got a pulse. So Grant.
You're talking about a team practicing their skills, but
Big kick.
So Grant comes in and nails it. Hello.
do you think the coroner's still in the car, Ox, or is he turning?
He's just taking the blanket back off the body. Wow. That was far too easy for the Kangaroos. Geelong have been so good at stopping the Kangaroos off that half back line, but one side of the ground was just absolutely open. And the good players are starting to get back into it for the Kangaroos. Wells, Grant, Harvey. But a couple of numbers back here too, the Cats.
So this 44-point margin down now to 21.
And Harley's just come back onto the ground, so he's gone back into defence. But they've got a couple of numbers back here. Archer's going to be the loose for the Kangaroos.
And 83 is the equal biggest score against the Cats in this big run they've had, which is just shows you how good they've been. Johnson front on to Harris, who really winded him. But the important thing is the Kangas have got it. Grant to Sinclair. Brown, yes! Well, no.
It had to be, did it? He was in front.
No, too many hands on it, thanks.
Well, the ump says too many hands on it. Gee, Anyway, didn't get it. 35 metres out. Ottens lays it down. Gold Hill will get us going. Talk about a pulse. We'll be at about 180, Ox. Mackie gets rid of it. Kelly gets rid of it. Kangas swarming. Grant, ball up. Well, let's have a look at Brown,
Yeah, this is the interesting one. Where is he?
It's a mark.
That is a mark.
Yeah,
that is a mark.
Oh.
Don't agree, Dan?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Break your heart as the coach.
Break your heart if you leave Brown. Looking for a kick and a goal.
Bounce about 30 metres out. Hale backhands it down. Scarlett. Enright. Chapman once more pushing up to half-back. Numbers behind him. Works a little 1-2 with Enright. Created some space where there was none. Joel Corey. Wide on the wing this time. Just lays the ball in front of Ablett. Oh, coming back, tracked it brilliantly. And again, Harvey. The hand pass not so good. Enright surrounded by Kangaroos. Hand passes it. Worth a kick down towards the pocket. And Cam, as only Cam can do, knew what Cam was doing. Work that out. Boundary throw in.
Gee, Geelong have been using their interchange. Nice hit there on Johnson. Didn't get him in the head. 75-49.
Interesting that interchange you talked about, Ox, too, when Ablett came off as Ottens takes clean possession. McMahon's in the road. Simpson on one knee. Harris held a long time. Sinclair tied up. When Ablett came off, Harley was sitting there not ready to come on. It seems that they've really switched off, Geelong. Ablett virtually walked to the line and indicated to Harley, well, you better get up and get out there. High on Harris after good work by Simpson.
Well, we can't say the Cats are tanking, can we, Dennis? It's the in vogue thing at the moment.
I don't think they're up for the priority bet. Ball to the wing and the mark is taken by Hale.
Thank you.
They lost round 1 to the Cats. They won in round 2 against Carlton as the ball comes down towards half forward. And today they're going for 15 in a row, and a free kick is going to Milburn, and that win against Carlton effectively stopped Carlton's chances, I think, of getting that $1 million premiership bonus, which today doesn't look so good. Highly unlikely. Not a pulse there. Here's Harley. Little 1-2 with Milburn. Goes back to Bartel. Jim was on world record pace earlier. His career high is 38 against the Western Bulldogs back in round 16 on Friday Night Football. Ling comes on the lead.
He's worked hard all afternoon.
He's had a wonderful year. Probably about 8th in the best and fairest right now, but he's been fantastic.
Well, I don't think it's the most desirable job, is it? You just, all you know is you've got to stop it week in, week out.
And here's the bloke who's #1 in the best and fairest right now. Ablett to Mooney. 3 to beat Cam, and they belt it over the line to the Kangas. Archer to go and fetch it. They're not giving it away. Archer wide to Sinclair, who's had a good second half. A very good last quarter. Down the line, Grant's worked very hard after half-time. They'll try and draw Enright to him. He does. So Grant to Harvey. One bounce. Gets to 50. Takes them on. Bomber goes for goal. Oh, I wanted it. So did he.
Bomber looks a little bit more concerned. It's pretty relaxed at three-quarter time.
So Scarlett gets it in short. It's been a really interesting last quarter, hasn't it?
Yep. Egan, Milburn. And Bomber Thompson would be a little annoyed, not with his players so much as maybe himself. He sold his players into this a bit. Harley. Chapman got fingertips to it. The deflection was enough for Corey.
But you're 40 points up too, Dennis. You just don't want to leave your players out there and get them injured, do you?
No, I understand. Ablett goes down towards half forward. Stokes. Now Kelly. They just need a finishing goal, but this man's got other ideas. Archer equaling the game's record for the Kangaroos. Stroke North Melbourne this afternoon with another great Wayne Schimmelbusch. Advantages paid. Varco got him. It affected the kick, but not enough. Swallows got it on the wing. The margin's still 21 points, but there is time.
They have gone man-on-man here, the Cats.
That's high, surely. That was untidy by Harley. Jones gets the free kick. He wants to go, does Jones. He's thwarted. He's hard on the boundary line.
So a couple of kicks away from goal.
They need a big grab here, the Kangaroos.
And that's what they're going for, Ox. 30 metres out from goal. Oh, good mark, Ottens.
Gee, that's a great grab. That is a great grab, and that'll just really put a smile on all Cat supporters' faces.
Gee, it's been a day of contested marks, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, so many of them. 43, Josh tells us. 43 contested marks.
They've changed their whole style here, the Cats.
So Johnson to Hunt to Scarlett to Johnson.
Just no run anymore, is there? They've just said, right, Hughes in the rack. Let's just play this out and drive back down the freeway.
What they're doing, Ox, they're desperate for the siren, aren't they? They just want the siren to go. They've done the hard work. They've made it 15 in a row. No other Geelong team's ever done that in the season, but they want the siren. Corey's been wonderful. Chapman just had to search. Varco. It's tight in there. Corey. Turnover. Sansbury. Rawlings off one step. Maybe could have done better. McIntosh set a task. Laying it. Oh, well done, Milburn. He has been brilliant. And speaking of brilliant, Ablett's got it. And goes wide and scarred it up the ground. Bad bounce. Hale to Rawlings.
Campbell just outside the 50. Precise with the kick. He came through once. Can he do it again? Shannon Grant.
He kicks this and brings it back to 15 points, Dennis. Still 5.5 minutes. There's plenty of time. No? Yes?
Undecided.
All right. You're a hard man.
Had a couple of chances last week to really put pressure on the West Coast Eagles and missed, but he's a different man this week. Last week there was no Archer Robert Grant. Now we've got a whistle.
50, you're that far over the mark. James, no, you went way over.
Well, I think you should kick it now.
I think so.
No, it's 50.
I've got a bit of a theory too. Probably not the time to introduce it, but
50 metres.
should the mark be actually identified some way?
What do witches have?
Well, no.
The coroner's using those.
Grant comes in and kicks the goal. But now he's going to report Milburn.
You can't throw your mouth guard. It's all clear. Jump up. No, not another kick. It was as you're kicking it. We jumped up and moved. No, Darren, turn around. Thanks.
So Milburn's on report for spinning the dummy, so to speak.
Tell you what, it's gone belly up for the Cats this last quarter, hasn't it?
Has it ever?
It's gone south in a hurry.
And we were speaking about it before with Cameron Mooney and what was happening down on the half-forward line. It just got messy, didn't it? Started to lose a little bit of control, and all of a sudden, it's back to 15 points.
It's a 50-metre penalty. So unravelling a bit here for the Cats. They still should get the 4 points, but
it's a big centre clearance, this one.
For those that missed it, Milburn's on report.
Yep, throwing his mouth guard. So Grant's got 3 goals in the second half, and the Kangaroos have come from 44 points behind to get within 15 of the team that's going for 15 straight. Corey worried out of it. Harvey, Ablett, God, he's good in close, isn't he? He is brilliant. To Ling, well done to Johnson. And if Ablett hadn't won that ball, it would be down the other end, and Chapman's got it.
All the good players just stood up then. Ablett got the footy, got it onto Johnson. Johnson onto Chapman. It's class.
It's what happened at the Gabba last night. Black to Power to Brown in the last 40 seconds of goal.
It's amazing the good players play well in tight situations.
Gee, they'll be pleased with Chapman's return.
Yeah.
He's come straight back in.
Because he's the X factor, isn't he?
He's missed 3 games coming in at a pretty vital time in the year, late in the year. Best and fairest last year. He's a wonderful footballer. He's a good kick, and they're home. 15 straight they've won.
Well, no surprise why the Cats have actually just steadied a little bit. Gary Ablett, 6 possessions in the last 6 minutes. And it's all at ground level, all contested footy. He's been a star. He is a star.
He might get a vote, Ox.
He's got a vote off me. I'm going to assure you of that, Bruce.
In possessions and 2 goals on his return. Milburn holding the mouth guard now.
Here we go, fellas, knock it down. Don't hold, don't block.
Reported for throwing the mouth guard as Grant was kicking after a 50. Head down, Selwood scrambling after it. Ling, Swallows in there. The close quarters brilliantly done. Enright to Ablett to Corey. Run down from behind. Well done, Rawlings. The hand pass to half forward. Outnumbered is Sinclair. Barco springs to his feet. Enright thumps it forward. Johnson hard against the boundary line. And Mooney's got it now. Needs to go back, settle and kick a goal.
They've woken from their slumber.
The last 15 minutes almost counterproductive to their surge to a premiership in some respects. Just lost all semblance of what they were about.
Giving it off.
Gives it off to Bartel. 32nd possession. And Jim kicks the goal and celebrates. A man crush between the pair.
Just unselfish football. Cameron Mooney, he's had one of those days today. He's been emotionally up and down, but he's kicked his 5. He's given a few off. Such an important player in their side, and if they're if they are going to win the flag, you've got to have that bloke in the side. This bloke's handy as well.
Big day just capped off there. Milburn on report for throwing the mouth guard here. You can see it there with Shannon Grant. So
what does that come under?
Spitting the dummy.
Yeah. I reckon Dennis is really depressed right now. I'll tell you in a moment. Swallow to McIntosh.
Why?
To Archer. To Brown. You would just love to have been with Mooney and Bartel a moment ago. They're 2 of your favourites, Jimmy and Cam, in that hug, wouldn't you?
They're a bit tough for me. That's the only problem. Could I have lasted?
You would have lasted. Brown wobbly. Ooh, not quite. Well done by Hunt to get rid of Hale. And then Egan belts it over the line.
Can you explain what Milburn did though? What is that about? You're on the goal line. The bloke's going to kick it. Why would you throw your mouth guard?
Why not?
Well, no, I reckon why is a better question. Yeah.
Oh, something different.
I don't think he was.
What, he'll get a fine? Does he? Can you get suspended for that sort of thing?
I hope not. Mackie at half back. Not sure after what's happened this weekend that will be high on the priority list for the tribunal.
I don't think it'll be the first case going up. There's a couple more that will take precedence.
Think about your top four, Ox. We'll ask you in the next stoppage. King, now, has he done enough?
What's he had today? He's had the 1 kick and he's had the 7 handballs.
We have it on good authority. No player has ever been charged with throwing his mouth guard, so we're going into unexplored territory. Free kick to Ling. But if it was flying through the air and stuff was coming off it, then suddenly it could represent a health hazard. There's the hand pass from Selwood, but we've got a whistle, and it's going to be a free kick to Joel Corey, who's coming up for his 34th possession. He is clearly the best man on the ground.
I'll do the top 4, Dennis.
I'll do my own, thank you very much. You're down that end, I'm down this end.
I reckon I might have him in there. I reckon I've slotted him in there somewhere.
Top man.
Gary, clear it out.
Normally I would just give it to Jimmy before they started. That's how I work. I work back from Jimmy Bartell 3 votes.
Gee, he had 30 touches too up till 3/4 time. He still had a lazy 35.
Jim?
Yep.
Spent some time on the bench too.
Yep.
Chapman going at his 3rd goal. And in the search for extra distance has tugged it to the left. That'll be interesting. They're in the waiting room. Ben Johnson is there. Tough charge. A few other guys there for a tough charge. What are you up for? Milburn says throwing the mouth guard. It sort of pales, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was a bit stiff.
Give us your top 4, Ox. Go on.
All right. I think best on ground, Dennis. Joel Corey. Good minds think alike. Gary Ablett's been outstanding. I thought Ling's job on Simpson was he set it right from the start. And Steve Johnson, and the unlucky one's Cam Mooney.
So Harris back. Does it meet with your approval, Dennis?
Absolutely.
Well, no Bartell. Sinclair's probing kick doesn't quite get Jones, who's had a very, very forgettable day. Just nothing happened. Milburn, gee, and Wright's a good player. He's got such a good football brain. He's highly skilled. Finds Scarlett. Scarlett works around Swallow and then pulls the kick back. Was probably looking for Varco. Sinclair set Simpson a bit of a task. I guess Simpson's had a Corey Jones type day, hasn't he? Harris has been good. Grant's had a terrific second half. He's had a memorable weekend, hasn't he, with his young boy and his partner, and that's it. Geelong have done it 15 straight in a year for the first time.